Oh nah, I know the planets align, this shit be cosmic, but what's a retrograde to a renegade in the projects? My mindset is to avoid most nonsense and don't comment on issues that I don't vibe with.
What's up with it? It's your boy Noonie. It's Leo in the third house, and we back with another reading.
Yep, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is going to be another pick a card reading. We're going to be asking the question, what do people find inspiring about you? All right. So I thought it was a nice pick me up for a Monday morning. This was something that crossed my mind. I mean, it was really nothing more than that. I just thought this would be a good one. They may be kind of short piles, maybe not. I might try to make them short because I got to do some readings for Instagram too. So, you know, it's a Monday morning. Everybody's at work, even me. So, as always, thanks to those people who be liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, getting involved. Thanks to those people who be trusting me along on the journey. Thanks to those people who just be DMing me, emailing me, telling me how inspired I am or how I inspire them. You know, a lot of y'all inspire me as well. So it's definitely reciprocal energy, and I appreciate you always and value you always. It's gonna be 4 piles. As you can see, they are not here. They're actually lined up on the side of me here. There's gonna be a close-up in the description box, so that way you can just see the piles that way, and you can just pick them that way. I think I might just start doing the intro this way, do my little rant, and then you can just go straight into the pile selection. All right. That's it. It's going to be in the description box where it says more. You're going to tap that, more, bop, and then tap it again, more, bop, and then you're going to scroll up, boop, 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 and it's going to be like timestamps, and it's going to be 1 through 4, and there's going to be a close-up right above that. You're just going to tap the close-up, pick your pile by going back to the timestamps, and then I'll be there with the boom. All right. So I'm going to see y'all at the pile selection, and I'll be back with pile 1. Boom, pile 1. So, pile 1, what do people find inspiring about you? How you take care of people. You come off like a caretaker, very nurturing, very caring, very emotionally deep, loyal, you know what I mean? Protective. This is what people find inspiring about you. You're not afraid to confront emotions, deep emotions, or deep emotional hurts. All right, you're not a person that runs away. You're very inviting. You invite people to come in. So people are inspired by the way you seek balance. Maybe how you mirror them back the same difficulties or the same confrontations. I think that makes people inspired. I guess it's like giving back what you get. You know what I mean? But not letting it take you down. People feel inspired by you because you feel like you're a sense of home. So let me give you the signs real quick. You could be a Leo, a Cancer, a Taurus, a Scorpio, an Aquarius, a Leo, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or did I say Aquarius? Did I say Scorpio? I think I said them all because we got 2 Tauruses, 2 Cancers, 2 Leos, 1 Capricorn, 2 Capricorns, I'm sorry, and 1 Virgo. Could be you, could be them. This could be the people that admire you, whatever. All right. Anyway, they admire how you are relatable or how you can share emotional stories to connect. Like they're inspired by how you do that, how you can project a bigger picture or a bigger vision, or maybe you have grandiose ideas. All right. They're inspired by how you invite people into your world. So maybe how you used to do things, because that's what it is. Inspiration is around how you used to handle confrontation. All right, you maybe used to be a person who did a lot of push and pull dynamic. If they go low, I'm going high, like vengeful, spiteful. Maybe you even still that way, because it's kind of like an uncertainty. That's what inspires people. Like you handle uncertainty very well. All right, like you give off more of a tenacious, I'm going to get it done type of energy. If nobody else is going to do the job, I'm going to do it. And that inspires people. All right. You could be very inviting. Like, you know, come, you can stay here, you can live here, you know, like, you can be here, you can have some, like, it's very, like, giving, very, I was going to say loyal, you know, because Cancer is giving me loyalty, more of like a loyalty vibe. So you could be, like, more of a very loyalty type of person. People are inspired when you acknowledge them. Like, they love to be respected by you. They feel like your respect is top tier. Like something about you acknowledging them makes them feel very important. So they're inspired to keep going, to keep pushing. I guess through any interaction that they have with you is what I'm really picking up. Like, you know, if they're dealing with internal conflicts, you're a person who's inviting them to sit down and here, express that story with me. Because Fountain is about using stories and emotional creativity to connect with other people. So, you know, it's also about having a what am I thinking about? Having a vision, having like futuristic visions, all right, and being able to tell that. So that's what they're inspired by. Like, you have these great ideas and you're able to really like make them want to be a part of it. Maybe you're a very good storyteller, all right. People are inspired by how you trust your heart, because we got the heart chakra here, all right, and it says, I trust my heart. So they're inspired by how you trust your heart and how you protect your feelings, how you guard yourself, all right. Like, this is how you find balance, by just, you know, maybe transforming, because we got the bat here. So this is usually maybe a long time. I think of a bat as being like a long time. So I guess you're not afraid to find a long time, because confrontation is usually about making a choice to either do it the way I've always done it, or a choice to do it a new way. You know what I mean? So people admire how you always have the choice, or how you're always cognitively aware of the decision making that you can have. All right. So it's like, if I have a choice between going out or staying in, I always know I have a choice. If there's a choice between addressing this emotional issue or, you know, letting it simmer for a little bit, you always have a choice. Some people feel like they're overreactive. I get more of like an overreactive. All right. People are inspired by the way, they feel like you're emotionally fulfilled within yourself, or that you're just fulfilled, abundant in general. Like, you've experienced and grown. So people are inspired by how you've grown. All right, how you manifest, how you bring prosperity into your life. They're inspired by how you stick and stay true, how you're dedicated, you know, consistent, you know, pragmatic. All right, they love that, and they love this shadow side you have. So they love how you can be maybe a bit obsessive or controlling or possessive. That inspires people. It inspires people because you empower yourself by going for what you want, or really desiring what you want, you know, and being consistent and enduring on the path to get that. So a lot of people are inspired by how you, so a Knight of Pentacles is someone who takes a lot of time to get to where he's going, but he's the only knight that reaches the finish line. So a lot of people are inspired by, they find this inspiring, that you're very determined, all right, that you keep going towards the goal. There's no, I guess I'm not gonna say no end in sight, but maybe there is no end in sight. Maybe you're forever ambitious, wanting to always achieve, wanting to always overachieve or take things to the next level. You know, it says you must learn patience because you will eventually, you must learn patience because you will eventually reach your destination. The universe will reward your efforts in due time. That's the Knight of Pentacles energy. But over here it's in the snail. So you take your time. That inspires people. Like, you take your own pace. You're not in a rush. You're not racing. The Knight of Pentacles is not really a competitive. Though normally knights are very competitive people, because they were the ones that would go into the town. I mean, the festivals and the tournaments, and they were, you know, fight to the death sometimes. So this is someone who people see you as like being very determined about what it is that you want, and actually taking your time to really make things happen. This is laying the ground roots. This is step by step. This is, you know, and this is even like independence. I kind of, because the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's independent. You don't have to come behind him and check his job. So people are inspired by how you either work alone, or they're inspired by how you are very driven and ambitious and motivated on your own. Like, you don't need other people to show you how to keep it going. Like, you know what I mean? You're willing to do the work and the energy on your own. All right. People are inspired by your familiar ties or your family ties, like your family. Because Cancer and Leo kind of give me like family vibe. So maybe you must be very tight with your family. That inspires other people to maybe reach out to their family, or to be very loyal and loving to their family, or be very protective to their family. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people want to reach out to their family when they see how you love on your family. They're like, oh man, I need to get connections like that with my family. I need to handle whatever conflicts that me and my people have. All right. They're inspired by, I really feel like your growth is what people are really inspired by. It says that your big, beautiful heart is ready to open. Trust that you will be able to discern who is best to walk with you. So that inspires people, that you know who's best to walk with you. Maybe that's why they're so appreciative of your acknowledgement, because it's like, you know, you have good discernment. You know who is good people. So whenever you acknowledge them, people are like, yes, I know her. She knows me. This is going to be a good day. I'm going to get my stuff together. Someone like that knows me. I'm on the right track. So that's how people feel. That's what makes them inspired. Like, I can go after this. You know what I mean? They see you as very powerful in the earthly physical. I mean, in the earthly realm, maybe even the earthly physical. Maybe they're inspired also by like your body or your attraction, like your level of attraction. Maybe you're very, I'm not going to say sexual, but maybe like very, I was going to say gaudy. I don't know if that's a good word. Gaudy? Is that even a word? Gaudy? Maybe it's gaudy. I don't even know if that's a good word, though. That's the word that came, though, so I don't know. Hopefully that's a good word. But, you know, like you're overwhelmingly abundant in feelings and emotions, and this inspires people. Like you have infinite creative potential, right? And it's maybe like you're always doing it, because with the world and the Ace of Cups for me, this is like a brand new beginning in love, brand new beginning in creations. But this is like learning how and then putting in the steps. So like you're maybe a self-taught type of person, and that could be really who this is. Like you're a person who learns skills maybe through bump and grind. When I call bump and grind, is like going through the hard work, the trials, the tribulations, the stresses, learning what doesn't work through firsthand experiences. So maybe you actually go into situations and not really hear what other people say. You kind of judge it for yourself, and that's inspiring. That's what people find inspiring about you, that you're dedicated, that you can make shit happen. I heard hook or crook. So even in like, not I was going to say dastardly, but maybe even in dire incidents, you're still going to make something happen. You'll figure out how you're going to pull this move off, how you're going to make this do what it do. You know what I mean? Every interaction with you is like a blessed interaction, is how people feel about you. That's what makes them inspired. Like, damn, I'm so glad I have him in my life. You know, like they make me want to become this creative, this expansive, this loving, this nurturing, this tenacious person. They make me want to grow. They make me want to expand. They make me want to experience new experiences and get over some of my past trials or tribulations. You know what I mean? My inner conflicts. I want to address them too. You know what I mean? So you inspire people to want to address maybe emotional hurts or wounds that they've dealt with, or family ties or family situations that they've dealt with, inner conflicts. You make people want to handle that, to get down to the deep nitty gritty and figure out why. So that's what you inspire in people, and that's what they find inspiring about you. Power one. Here's your advice though. Guilt. You do not need another's approval to feel worthy of love. Regardless of what you've done or what you think you failed to do, from your soul's perspective, there's neither right nor wrong. Every experience in life is here to help you expand your awareness of love so that you may embrace ever greater spheres of wisdom. You've done nothing wrong. So let me give you your advice. Let me give you the signs. You could be a Leo, a Cancer, a Leo, a Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be the people that are inspired by you, or this could just be some of your placements. All right. So, Pile 1, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 2. So, Pile 2. What do people find inspiring about you? So you could be a Sagittarius, you could be a Gemini, you could be a Libra, you could be a Pisces. Oh, this is a short deck. Cool. All right, you could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. You could be a Pisces. I got a lot of Pisces energy. I got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. So I have like a lot of Pisces energy, a lot of Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. So people are inspired by like your thinking, your imagination, your creativity, your emotional tenderness. All right, maybe it's hidden because the Page of Swords here and the Moon here, it gives me more of like a hidden. Maybe you handle unforeseen changes in a way. Like, you know, you're very good at it. Maybe, you know, I think people are inspired by how you wade through the waters of feelings and emotions. Like, you're not afraid to be in it. Maybe you're always in your feels, but like secretly. All right? People are inspired by the way that you sacrifice yourself in your new beginnings for other people. Like maybe how you sacrifice your experiences. Like, or maybe that's how you teach. Maybe you teach that way. Cause it's like you're a person who's not afraid to say what's deep down. So you could be maybe like emotionally eruptive. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, cause kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you're emotionally eruptive. It could be, c people see you as like always on the go maybe, or like always needing to make time for yourself but never doing it. So it's like you sacrifice your desires and your needs for other people. People are inspired by how you dealt with some type of maybe toxic or addiction, some type of, could be like around like materials, like buying a lot of stuff, clothes, food, some type of addiction. I'm thinking more like clothes, like physical stuff, but it could be like regular addiction. So people are inspired by how you handle that, how you work through that. This could have been like a real battle, a real struggle, because we got the world in reverse, and it's usually a karmic cycle that's hard to break. So people are inspired by how you're working towards that or working through that. People are inspired by how you find balance. So you might have once felt like you were misunderstood or like nobody understands you. So they're inspired by how you learn to ask for what you need or how you commit to what you need. Like you're very protective. You could be like bigger body to people. I mean, not necessarily, but you can give off more of like a mama bear or a more ferocious vibe. Like, you know, people see that you've grown a lot of strength from like the hardships that you've endured, and so that inspires a lot of people to keep going. You know, because like even if you've been in the same pattern, in the same cycles or the same experiences over and over, like you've handled them like a champ. So people are like, maybe she hasn't grown out of this just yet, but it's not bringing her down. It's not bringing him down. Like this person is very resilient. This person will defend what they care about tooth and nail. They'll defend me. They'll defend them. They'll defend anything. They don't care. They don't care. Like it's kind of like that. Like this person's very clever. They see you as very free spirited, like very, I guess, I was gonna say sacrificial to people, but that's automatically. But it's like maybe you'll lay down your sword for people that you care about, or maybe fall on your sword. It's kind of like I'll give up what I need to for you. You know what I mean? And that inspires people because it makes them want to give their all too. You know, and not be so guilt-ridden on not expanding or growing in the way that they feel. It's kind of like you're at peace with wherever you are, and that inspires people. Like, maybe I'm not as far as I would like to be. Maybe I haven't grown the way I would like to be. Maybe I haven't become as abundant as I would like to be, but this is part of my fate. This is part of like a contract. Like people feel like you're maybe a soul contract in their life. Like there's a spiritual meaning or a spiritual purpose for you being in their life. You know, like they're inspired by your enlightenment. They're inspired by how you see perspectives that others don't see, how you can see, maybe you even have psychic abilities, because I got a lot of moon energy, Pisces energy. So maybe people, they're like inspired by how you can trust how you feel and communicate that. All right, because that's what it says here. It says that I ask for what I need. So people and with the heart chakra too. So people are inspired by how you can trust what you feel and then communicate that or say it. And it may come off bold or blunt, and they like that. You know, that inspires people to do that for themselves. Like it gives them a sense of confidence or a sense of appreciation. Yeah, of appreciation. They're inspired by how maybe you're a mother and you handle a bunch of responsibilities, because like Gaia is usually about a mother who's nurturing stuff, bringing things up, and she's protective. And what she tries to bring into fruition, other people try to like bring it down or like bash it, but you're very protective of it. So you could be like creating a project, or you could be like creating maybe a family or creating something here or birthing something new. It could even be a new version of you, and other people try to break you down or try to bring you down, and you're very defensive of it, and you'll defend it tooth and nail, and other people see the value in what you're protecting and what you're building. So through doing that, through defending it and through being very defensive of it, other people see the value in what it is that you're creating, and they start to honor it too. So it has to do with that. It has to do with the way you speak from a place of love and the way you defend what it is that you care about, that people are inspired by you. They find that very inspirational. They find that because you care a lot more about others, because kind of like it's almost codependent. You know what I mean? It is kind of codependent, but it's not as necessarily like in a toxic way. Like I guess it could be in a toxic way, but in this case, I'm not seeing it as a toxic way here. This is more of like, I want to appease you. I would like to see you happy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna keep it real. So people are inspired by how maybe argumentative you are or how independent you are. Because the Page of Swords can be an independent thinker. All right, they can be, but sometimes they can also be somebody who goes with what other people say they can. In reverse, it can be somebody who goes with what other people say. But maybe you do that in a way that's like, I'm not gonna bash your opinions, but oh, okay, like, you know how like people tell you something, you're like, I don't really go with that, but okay. So they're inspired by that because you're not a conflict type of person, all right? Like you're more of like a peace be type of person. All right, so a lot of people are inspired by how you do that. They're inspired by how you don't take on other people's gossips, or how you're open-minded to other people's ideas and information, how you're open-minded to other people's feelings and emotions. All right, you're a good keeper of secrets. That inspires people. They find that inspirational. Like, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what me and her have, or what me and him may have had, no matter what type of discussions or disagreements we may have had, they'll always keep my secrets. And that inspires people to be just as loyal, to be just as honest, or have that same level of integrity. Because now I'm thinking about Libra. And Libra has that integral energy. They're very justice. They're justice filled. They're karma based. You know what I mean? What you give me, I give back. And that inspires people. So if they give you love, you give them love back. If they give you frack, you give them frack back. So it's like they admire your philosophies. They're inspired by your philosophies. Maybe they're inspired by you traveling, or you being from like a different location, because Sagittarius is showing up. So it's more like cultured energy, being around. I've been here before. I've experienced this before. I've done this before. You've never done that before. So they're inspired by you maybe taking risk, or just being like a free spirit, being in places where you normally wouldn't be, doing things that you normally wouldn't do, but being very protective of those things that you build and that you nurture. And this could be friends, family, relationships, jobs, careers, hobbies, parents, dogs, whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever you defend, whatever you protect, or whatever you nurture, you're protective of. And that inspires other people to be that same way. You know what I mean? You find some type of peace and comfort for yourself. Like, I guess maybe you don't get a lot of time to yourself, but you get things done. That's kind of the vibe I'm picking up. Like, all the cards don't really say that, but that's where I'm picking it up from. Like, the overall general of this is like, I get things done. So people are inspired by how you don't see your life at a standstill, but instead of blockages. So like when obstacles get in your way, you see them more as like a blessing or an opportunity to grow. So people are inspired by that. Instead of you seeing it as a woe is me, you know, I'm afraid of change, I'm afraid of difficulty, you're more of a person who attacks it head on. You know, you feel bold enough to make situations happen. They're inspired by how you look after your physical and mental health. You must have really nice teeth, because it's showing teeth. So you must have like really nice teeth, very nice smile, or you just take care of your physical very well. And a lot of people are inspired by that, how you take care. Excuse me. We got Libra here, so this means that you're aesthetically pleasing. All right. And we have Leo here, so you have great charisma. And Scorpio, we have all the energy. So you have a great body. You have great aesthetics. So you could be dressing very well. People are inspired by how you dress. They're inspired by how sensible you are. You know, like it's a sensibility to you. And that inspires people. It's like, yeah, I don't need to overreact either. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe people feel like they could have took things too far. Like even when you argue, it's like, I'm not going to take this too far. I'm going to say what my point is, and I'm going to mosey on about this. And that's what the vibe is like. You know, you're not afraid to let go or release. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you're not afraid to sit and gain more information from a situation. Like, you know, old patterns and cycles, you're not afraid to sift through them to get new information. Like maybe I looked at this situation a little wrong. You know what I mean? And they're inspired by that. They're inspired how you forgive things from the past. That's what it is. Because heart chakra is here. It's about acceptance, forgiving, resentment. You know what I mean? All that. You're very compassionate. So forgiving things from the past, that inspires a lot of people. All right? They're inspired by some type of knowledge that you may have, because high priestess for me, it could be like some type of knowledge. It could be like astrology, could be like, or it could be spiritual. It could be very spiritual, deep knowledge that you have that other people maybe are not quite aware, but you share. All right, because the high priestess in reverse is usually about sharing secrets, sharing ideas, sharing closeness. But sometimes it can still be like aloof. So maybe you do it from a distance. You know, the world usually brings the World Wide Web with Aquarius energy, World Wide Web, and a communicator. So you could be like an influencer or like a speaker online communicating. You could be a very big communicator. You could be a very small communicator, but you could be very, very protective of what it is that you're building and creating. And that inspires a lot of people. All right, so at the time, maybe, I don't know, I guess people feel like they're misunderstood, or they feel like you were misunderstood, but you persevered anyway. And that's inspiring people to be that bold, to be that blunt, to be that independent and free thinking. All right? Here's your advice, though. Star, believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you are a shining star. Allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always towards love. Remember, stars are born through explosions of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget, you are truly a shining star. So that's what people find inspiring about you, is that you're truly a shining star. All right, that love begets more love, that you bring love and get more love, that you're very receptive, very compassionate, nurturing, protective. People love that. You know what I mean? And free-spirited. They're inspired by this. And it says, stand up and speak your truth. What you wish for is what the universe wishes for you. And that's what inspires people about you, that what you wish for is what you get. We got the universe right here. So what you wish for is what you get. Even if you have to be patient and wait, it always shows up for you. So let me give you signs you could be. You could be a Sagittarius. You could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. You could be a Pisces. You could be a Pisces. You could be a Leo, a Taurus, a Scorpio, Aquarius, or you could be a Pisces. I got Libra again. All right, and we got Gemini again. So we got 2 Geminis, 2 Aquariuses, 3 Pisces, 1 Sagittarius, 1 Leo, 1 Taurus, 1 Scorpio. All right. So, Pile 2, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 3. So, Pile 3. What do people find inspiring about you? So, you could be a Leo. You could be a Taurus. You could be a Virgo. You could be a Gemini. You could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be a Pisces or Sagittarius. Oh. All right, what's inspiring them is that you've gotten some type of raise or promotion. All right. That's what they're inspired by, that you have resources. All right. I was thinking Soulful Sunday. So maybe you're like a pastor, preacher, or you have some type of calling card that people know, like something that you do regularly that people know. This could be like happy morning, happy, you know what I mean? Like something like that. Like people feel like you have something that you're consistent but inconsistent, or something that's slightly irregular. Like it happens regularly but doesn't happen regularly. Because we got sustainability and we got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which is usually like inconsistent energy, but sustainability represents something that's consistent, that's routine, that can take care of itself, finding a way to be independent and not in need of other people. So you're that type of person because you got building blocks. So people are inspired by the way that you use your creative talents and abilities to create for yourself and others, build some type of stability. People are inspired by how you're always in your head, but you're always using your creative tools and abilities to make things happen. All right, like you're very crafty, very wise, very smart, like good, very good with dealing with a lot of complexity. You have a lot of personal power that inspires people. Like you're very focused, very masculine, very driven. You're very good with talking, very clear. All right, you could be someone who's always alone. Can I get more of like an alone energy? Even with the 5 of Pentacles, it's like, leave me alone, bro. But you've gotten some type of promotion because we went from the 5 of Pentacles to the 7 of Pentacles, and that could be about promotion. But people are also inspired by how you break up disagreements or how you see through disagreements. You're very patient with like the starting process of things or like new opportunities. Like you keep a watchful eye out for new opportunities. So that inspires a lot of people. Like you're always like on the look, like what's next? What's next? You're not afraid to make a move, to make a judgment on people. But people are also inspired by how you're not judgmental. That's nice. They're inspired by how you have a healthy sense of pride. And even if you're a woman, a healthy sense of masculinity. So you're ambitious, you're driven, you're assertive. You know what I mean? It's not domineering, it's assertive. You know what I mean? Aggressive in a sense of what I want, I desire, I will go get. And that's what they feel like. All right? They feel like you could be sometimes a little bit like a plunderer. So they're inspired by like, maybe you sabotage things or sabotage people in a way. Like, yeah, I was thinking plunderer. Now, I don't know, that can't be for everybody because the hedgehog gives me more of like a little spiky but soft type of person. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. They're inspired by how you suppress your shadow self. That's what it says. Are you suppressing your shadow self instead of accepting it and healing it? Yeah, so they're inspired by how you suppress your shadow self and actually work through healing it, and how you handle hardships and problems in your life. So they're inspired by how you handle hardships and problems in your life and how you suppress your shadow side. So like you don't act out. Well, maybe you could, because first I was saying you could be like a plumber, like someone who plunders. So you could be like, you know, someone who maybe disrupts other people's stuff sometimes, you know what I mean? Or you can be kind of like forceful, not forceful, yeah, forceful the way that you come in, like, you know, maybe not unorganized, or maybe a little bit like all over the place when you come in. It's not, maybe, or maybe you show up every once in a while. It's like that vibe, like every once in a while, you know what I mean, I'll show up. People like how you, they're inspired by how you forgive but don't forget. Why they find that inspiring? Because people like how you leave people out in the cold, and how you're patient to wait on other things to come in, like other opportunities, other options, other results. Like you're patient for the results, and you're always moving up. People could be inspired by, maybe you got proposed or married. I was thinking proposal, so maybe that. People are inspired by that. Maybe they feel like that there's a possibility for them. Or they feel like there's a possibility for them to be gentle with themselves. I don't know. People are inspired by, they find your resources, your stability and your beliefs around resources, or your money smarts. Maybe you know about money very well, or you're very sure of money. Maybe you're very accurate. Maybe you know how to get money. Like they're inspired by how you know how to do that. Like you know how to get some money. You know, like your ego and yourself. Like you're very independent, but you're also very helpful. You know what I mean? Like you can use your skills and your talents, your creative abilities for yourself, but you also can use them for others. But people are also inspired by how like you're crafty. Like they think of you as being very crafty, very slick. Like we need to watch you, but being very accurate and getting what it is that you want. So that inspires a lot of people. Like, oh, she always gets what she wants, or he always gets what he wants. If they go after that, they're gonna get that. You know what I mean? So it's that type of energy. Like that's how people feel about you. Like they're inspired by that. Like if she wants to go get that, she's gonna have that. If she wants that, or she desires that person, she's gonna be with them. If he wants that and he desires that, he's gonna get that. So people are inspired by how you do that and how you take the practical steps to build that foundation, or how to build your dream. All right, how you use everything around you to build your dream. All right, people are inspired by how nurturing and how you integrate your personal power and your sensuality. So maybe you inject sexuality and confidence. Like maybe you exude sexuality and confidence, or you exude aggression and confidence, or you exude creativity and confidence and assertiveness. You know what I mean? It's like you give off a very assertive, not domineering, but like assertive, like I know who I am vibe. You give off more of a I know who I am vibe, and that inspires a lot of people, you know what I mean, without being very judgmental of others if they're lacking something. All right, you could be a person who's also very supportive, you know what I mean, like very supportive, very patient with people, and that inspires them to be the same way. You know what I mean? You could be very giving of ideas, or very inspirational, because the Seven of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords for me is like an inspirational energy. It's like in due time. So maybe you give people that feeling of like, in due time, you too shall be there. You too shall, you know what I mean? Like you encourage people, you big people up. That inspires them. It makes them feel like they can make things happen. Like there's always enough. That's the vibe. Like it's always enough. All right. So people are inspired. What? You might get a drunk text for Netflix and chill. They want to show you something. I guess that's besides the point. So maybe, oh, what? Okay, that's, oh, okay. So that's the Knight of Pentacles here, reverse that. Because I was like, you might get a drunk text for Netflix and chill. They want to show you something. And I was like, well, why would that be something that people find inspiring about you? But I guess it's because they don't know when you'll show up. So I guess that feeling of maybe being loyal to something that's not there is what's inspiring. So maybe people feel like you're able to keep other people waiting. Oh, yeah. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, people always feel like you're able to keep people waiting, and like you don't make decisions. So they're inspired by how you don't have to make a decision, but people will be waiting on you. Okay. So people will be waiting on you. Maybe there are people waiting for you to engage them or present them or talk to them. Like people are inspired by how you, I guess, finagle like having people waiting on you or wait for you to communicate with them. I don't know why they're inspired by that, but maybe people, these are probably people who care a lot about like their ego, their pride, like public recognition, you know, being accepted by other people, you know what I mean? So like these could be people who want to be like on a center stage, or people who want to be like seen throughout their community, because what they're inspired by you is like you're independent, you don't really need none of this stuff, but I got it. You know what I mean? So it's like that feeling like I don't need it or really desire it like that. I do want it, but it's nothing, baby. It's nothing, bro, sis. You know what I mean? It's that type of vibe. Like I can do this all day long for myself. I don't really need anybody to come in and help. You know what I mean? I'll make it do what it do. I create my life. I create all this with pleasure. So people are inspired by how you do what you want and how you get what it is that you really desire. All right, how you feel whole within yourself. People are inspired by that. Like, she don't need anybody. She don't need anything. She's solid. He don't need anybody. He don't need anything. He's solid. He can make it way. He can make it happen. You know, he can show up for himself. You know, he may not be necessarily the most honest friend or the most humble. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you maybe lack humility. People are inspired by, oh, maybe you're conceited. Because the Knight of Pentacles sometimes could be lacking humility. So you could be conceited. People are inspired by this level of confidence that you have in yourself, of believing, self-belief in yourself. Like, I don't care if nobody else is with this shit. I'm going to get it done. This is what I want. This is where I want to be. I'm going to make it happen. All right. They could be inspired, but maybe you're a planter or you're a farmer. Because we got the Seven of Pentacles traditionally about like a farmer. But it's usually about, I read this recently, like a little while ago, about the Seven of Pentacles being, like, it was traditionally about a disagreement, like an argument, a spousal disagreement. But it was also the card of the husband getting a promotion. So it could be like that. Like, that's why I felt like the promotion. Because the first thing I seen was like promotion. 5 of Pentacles to the 7 of Pentacles. You came up on some money. And that's what people are like admiring. Like, yo, you got some money now. Because we even got resources here with the second of the sun. The second, what you call it, with the sun next to it. This is an illumination of resources. So people are inspired by possibly your house, your car, your money, your clothes. They're inspired by how you've created stability and a foundation around you. All right. Where maybe you were inconsistent. Maybe you were in a 5 of Pentacles energy. A 7 of Pentacles, kind of woe is me, is things happening or things coming into place. Over time, you've built up stability and people are like, wow, how did you do that, sis? How did you do that, bro? You know what I mean? You've allowed parts of yourself to make themselves known now. The parts that you hide, people are inspired by that. Like, so you have a level of confidence and self-assurity that's inspiring a lot of people to look deeper within themselves and find their own creative skills and abilities. Go you. Here's your advice, though. You got 2 of them. Compassion. Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender to self-criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. And then we have love. Negative thoughts and feelings are sabotaging your pursuit of happiness. We, your angels, are here to help you heal. Allow our healing light to flow through your heart. Consciously infuse each negative thought or feeling with love and light. Feel both your heart and mind aligning to your soul's sacred purpose and unleash your divine potential through the power of love. So let me give you signs. You could be a Leo, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, a Taurus, a Sagittarius, a Pisces, a Gemini. All right, and that's the signs I got. So, pile 3, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 4. So, pile 4, what do people find inspiring about you? So you could be a Scorpio, you could be a Pisces, you could be a Cancer. You could be an Aries or a Scorpio. Could be a Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right. What do people find inspiring about you? That you're always home? There's no place like home. So you must really love being home. People are inspired by your comfortability to be home, or your comfortability to be out in nature. It's one of those two. Like, maybe you like to be home or you like to be out in nature. It's kind of like fluctuating there for me. And they're inspired by that. Maybe you find security. Oh, sometimes no place like home is about like being secure within yourself. You know, not needing others around. So that could be this. Like, you could be very sensitive and very loving, very nurturing. So it goes back and forth. So you can be very like sensitive, loving, and nurturing, and like enmeshing within people and knowing what they need, being able to tell what they need, and like being able to like just intuitively pick it up. And that inspires them, but at the same time you have a level of detachedness. You know what I mean? Like, after detaching, you become someone else. Or after a situation where you've had to cleanse yourself emotionally, you become someone else. because it got the tower here. Like we got two transformative cards. So you could maybe have like a legacy. Because I'm thinking of Scorpio as like legacy. So you could have like a legacy, or you could have like, you could have been going through some type of transformation, some type of rebirth emotionally, or just some type of physical rebirth. All right, because like you're ending some type of patterns and cycles. Like there's an inevitable end that's coming. And a lot of people are seeing that. Like you're becoming very clear, very truthful. All right, you could have just cut something off, or you could have just ended a previous, I was gonna say a crisis. So maybe you could have cut off like a crisis or a situation, some type of, I don't know, you could have got free of something like a contract. I don't know who that's for. It could have been like a contract you got free of. All right, and that inspired a lot of people. You take your hands off the wheel. So you trust in spirit, you trust in God, you trust in the universe. You trust in the divine timing and fate. Like what is meant to happen is happening. So that inspires a lot of people. Like you have a huge ego and you're not afraid of conflicts or problems. You could be like very physically imposing, like strong looking. Like, or you know what I mean? Even if you're not necessarily strong, you may give off a vibe of like, don't try me, sis, bro. I'll fuck something up. So it kind of gives off that vibe like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, so that inspires people. Like people know not to try you. What inspires people is like your sexuality. You have a sexual allure, or like it's a mysteriousness to you, so that inspires people. Like maybe there's a mystery, or getting to know you is like, maybe you're very deep, because Pisces and Scorpio energy are very deep signs. So like maybe you're very deep, very mystical, maybe very spiritual, into the cult, and that inspires a lot of people. Like you have a lot of resources, because 8th house in Scorpio, 8th house in Taurus is here. I always think of them as being resourceful signs, like having resources. Them in Capricorn too, but we don't have Capricorn. So you could be like a very resourceful sign, or a person who knows how to use other people's resources, and that inspires them. Like you maybe know how to use other people's money. Maybe you're like an investor, you know what I mean? Or you're like a lender of a sort, or you're a person who keeps resources. Like you're very resourceful. You know how to get resources from other people. And they like how you keep your true feelings to yourself. Like you don't really overshare or overexpress. So that inspires a lot of people to keep some things to themselves, you know what I mean? And how you're able to sweep things under the rug. So wherever we may have had an issue before, they feel like after a good conversation, you're a person who knows how to just kind of let it go. We're all right. We had a frustration. We were angry. All right. I said what I need to say. You said what you need to say. All right. We're good. You know what I mean? So people are inspired by that. They're inspired by your integrity and your ideas. So you must have great ideas. I was going to say maybe a little bit, they call them naive. So you could have like a great imagination. That may be a big thing here, like naive ideas. So this is imaginations. They could think of you as having like these crazy, outlandish imaginations. Ideas. Like where do you get these from? That inspires a lot of people, like your thinking pattern, and you not always oversharing all of what you're thinking. So that inspires other people to maybe keep their mouth shut. I don't know why they'd be inspired by that, but they're inspired by how you just naturally know stuff. And you know when it's ending, or when it's time to let something go, or release something, or move away from something. Like you naturally, intuitively know. But from whatever it was that you moved away from, there's either some type of new adventure, joint venture that comes along, or there's like a bigger, better version of whatever it was you were doing comes along. So they're inspired by how you're not afraid of that, and how you just take your hands off the wheel and like, well, just let God, Jesus, the universe, spirit, take it. Let them take it. Whatever it was. I'm losing my house. I'm losing my car. I'm losing my job. I'm losing my relationship. Well, fuck it. Just give it all to the Lord. You know what I mean? That type of feeling. Because we got the horse. And I always think of a horse as like a free spirited. You know what I mean? Just trusting in spirit. Trusting what happens. You could be very trusting. And then people feel like that. Or you could be healing that energy of always trusting people, or fearing what happens next. And that's inspiring people. So maybe you weren't always like trusting that, you know, spirit got your back. Maybe before you were aware, like, if I do this, what will happen next? If I do that, what will happen next? And people will see you healing through that, and they're inspired by that, because they're like, I don't have to be afraid either. I don't have to be scared either. I could take these risks. I could take this chance. I can put myself out there. I'm creative. I'm ingenuitive. You know, I know things. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to explore. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not afraid to express myself. So you teach people how to express themselves. And that's what people are like really inspired by, that you have this sense of personal power or authenticity about yourself. Like who you are is who you are, and you're not afraid to be that person. You know, you could have a big ego, and that's what people are inspired by. Like, how do you feel this confident about yourself? You could be even a little bit bigger bodied, because it's like, it gives more of like a bigger body, or maybe like, you know, because we got the attractive signs, like sexually wise, but like Hera is usually a bigger bodied man or woman. So you could be necessarily, like, I feel like you could be physically imposing, not necessarily like wide, but you could be wide. But it gives more of like a physically imposing or like a solid body, you know what I mean? So you could be like nicely shaped, but like a solid body. So even taller, you know what I mean? Or just thicker, like for your size or for your shape, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like they're inspired by how you like show off your sensuality or sexuality, like how you present your body, even if you're a little bit overweight or even if you're not traditionally how we would consider model type or whatever. And this even goes for the men. You know what I mean? It's like something about your authenticity, how you present yourself with just being you, true to you, is what really inspires a lot of people. It says, Spirit wants you to know that it's okay to free yourself from something or someone if the vibration is not aligning with you. Similar to what I was just saying about how, like, if things are fated to fall apart, you're like, hey, Jesus, take the wheel. I'm okay. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You're in that there. And a lot of people are inspired by that feeling of like, it is what it is. And you not never feeling alone, because Scorpio and the Tower is usually a spiritually induced, in the world is usually an experience that you've already encountered, but you've learned so much from. People are like, they're inspired by how you work through previous patterns and behaviors, cycles, how you build up trust within yourself through, allowing old perceptions to fall away. And they're inspired by that. Like, so you might have been, because, you know what, Scorpio and this is a fixed energy. So you're breaking some type of fixed patterns, fixed behaviors, stuff that you've exercised for a long time. A lot of people are inspired by how you're breaking free of old perceptions, old beliefs, old patterns. You know what I mean? You're like fated to come into some type of transformation. And a lot of people feel like you're about to get an inheritance, legacies, or people are about to invest in you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they're inspired by you. They feel like that you have something going on. You could be initiating something, because trust is here. Trust is here in the not sacral chakra, the solar plexus. Yeah, solar plexus is about initiating, putting yourself out there, moving forward. You know what I mean? It's assertion. You know what I mean? It's saying what needs to be said, like the Ace of Swords, saying what needs to be said, doing what needs to be done. This inspires people. Like, you're going to say what needs to be said. I'm going to do what needs to be done. Things are going to get handled. And if these people aren't on my side or things aren't aligned with me, fuck it. God got me. Spirit got me. I'm out of here. And I'm going to let this whole situation fall apart and rebuild it in the way that I see fit. And I'm not afraid to do that over and over and over again, because you trust in how you feel about situations. So that inspires people, like, yeah, they know what they're doing. They got the right clue. You know what I mean? They're very intellectual. They're very smart. They know what to do. You know what I mean? They're not letting their feelings, they're not letting their feelings lead them. You know what I mean? They're trusting. Well, maybe they are. Because they kind of feel like you're naive too with the way that you, with your ideas and the way that you see things. So they feel like you're seeing things that other people aren't seeing in a way that other people aren't seeing. They're like, how, like, do you know how to do that? Like, have you already done that before? So like, let's say that you want to start up a Fortune 500 company. If you've never ran a business before, people will be like, well, that doesn't sound realistic. How are you going to do that? But you seem so assured and so confident that people are inspired by that, because they're like, I don't see how you can make that happen. But you seem ambitious and driven and like really wanting this, that people are like, okay. And then with your ego being so big, they're like, oh, this could probably happen. You're inspiring me because I don't see how you can make that happen. But if you believe it and you're going to get it done and you're being who you really are and you're making an effort and a try, I'm like, wow, that's inspirational. Go girl, go bro. You know what I mean? That's how people feel. They feel like you've had some type of loss that you haven't recovered, but you're handling it very well. So this could be like a death of a family, death of a friend, a loss of a job, a loss of money, a loss of stature, a loss of status, whatever, you know what I mean? And you're handling it with grace, or you're handling it very well. You're not letting it take you down. You're bringing up an inner sense of personal power or strength. And that's what people are saying. Like, you're not vibrating with things that aren't aligning with you anymore. And that inspires them to do the same. You know what I mean? Some people could be jealous of you, because Hera usually represents jealousy. So some people could be jealous of you. And with the Page of Cups, they could be jealous of your creative ability or your intuition, or maybe some type of a proposal that you either gave or rejected. One or two. I think you got a contract, maybe you rejected it, or a new contract is coming in and people are a little bit jealous of it, but they're inspired by it as well. So, yeah. I feel like you're not afraid to create conflict or handle conflict. But here's your advice. Prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me to believe that all is possible through love. Help me to manifest my dreams and live an inspiring and fulfilling life. Help me to feel God's presence in every moment. Help me feel eternally loved. Thank you for being always by my side. So let me give you signs again. You could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio. Then we got Aries, Scorpio, and then we got Scorpio again. Then we got Pisces. So this could be the people. Oh, we got Cancer again. So this could be you, but most likely this could probably be the people who are admiring you or inspired by you. All right. So, Pile 4. That was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and that's Leo in the third house.